So when it comes to finding your true identity in terms of spirituality, you need to believe in yourself as deep as you can and just dwell deep and question everything. You gotta understand why everything is the way it is, why everything is labeled the way it is, why, certain things are the way it is. Like, you have to have these train of thoughts. And it's not all about, you might think is, oh, I don't want to go crazy. It's not about that. That's not the train of thought you're supposed to have. It's all about, a human being curious. An animal is not gonna think, oh, I don't want to overthink just because I'm gonna go crazy. It's not gonna think like that. It's gonna be curious regardless, and it's always gonna be trying to be aware of certain things around its near its surroundings. And this is what all species are doing. It's being aware and expanding as a spirit. So it's always learning. And this goes with birth, death, and rebirth, but that's a different video. I don't want to go too deep in that, but it's all about detaching from certain programs within the system that we're in. And we can become too logical to the point where we can justify why things are the way it is, and it will make perfect sense because it's part of the truth of that limitation that we are existing in. So it gets, it's a thin line. It gets tricky, but it's all about the belief in yourself and how much you can manifest out of your willpower and belief. So if you're a lazy person, you're gonna be in that vibrational state and mental state as a spirit, and you won't expand beyond that, and it just depends on you. So this is why there's so much contradictional biases and opposing individuals amongst our circumstances, and just too many division, and it causes a lot of problems and friction. And obviously there has to be some type of connection amongst others and amongst everybody. So how can humanity make it make sense? So you should already have the common sense of thinking biases is not working, and something is deeper than just a bias. So a lot of times religious people and or whatever other people are into, science, any other emotional biases, these things will hold you back, and it can make you comfortable based on the reality that you're living in and manifesting these desires, and just not caring about anything else that's going on around the world, because you're afraid to see what's beyond that, or you just don't think there's something else. You probably think it's like it's impossible to know the truth, or not everything has to be known, which is that would be your reality. That's not the truth. That's not the highest truth. You can't put that bias onto somebody else who is determined enough and has the will to go beyond what you think and what are your biases. So individuals like myself and a few others, they go beyond biases, and and they're willing to go through the pain to understand how everything works and how the world works. So that would be very selfish of you as an individual who's into a bias to apply that type of thinking and onto others. So but yeah, you shouldn't be too comfortable within your circumstance, because that makes you selfish, and that's how the majority of people are. They're just lazy, and that's not helping the cause. You can't be afraid to open up to other possibilities of just expanding your awareness. Like, it's good to learn. You can't just close yourself in And, you know, that's why the world is the way it is. Everybody got too comfortable. But yeah.